Morning. We are at a very historic Monrovia location. Historic in that it was the point of arrival for a lot of early Monrovians. The rail line started out as the Los Angeles and San Gabriel Valley Railroad. The original intent was to build it from downtown Los Angeles to Pasadena. So the railroad reached Monrovia in 1886, which meant if you were coming from the Midwest and you wanted to get to Monrovia, you would go to Los Angeles and then catch the local out to Monrovia. Later on in 1887, the Los Angeles and San Gabriel Valley became part of the Santa Fe system. And at that point, you could get on the train in Chicago, Illinois and arrive in Monrovia, which is what many people did. The original depot was just a very small affair, replaced with a larger wooden structure, which was replaced in 1925 by the present building. One notable item, in 1909, President William Howard Taft did a, quote, whistle-stop tour, unquote. Santa Fe was rerouted through Fullerton in the late 1980s. The depot was decommissioned at some point in the 1960s, fell into extreme disrepair, but there was a lot of local sentiment for its restoration, so the city of Monrovia tackled the project, and the completely restored building you see behind us as a result. It looks now much as it did when it opened for business in 1925. We're now at the house that is one of Monrovia's claim to fame, because for a number of years it was the residence of writer Upton Sinclair. Sinclair was not the builder. Louis Vollmer, who came to Monrovia in 1906 or 1907, and who built the Levin Oaks Hotel on Myrtle Avenue in 1911, built this house about 1924 as his personal residence. He lived here with his son and daughter until both his children were grown and married, and his first wife passed away. He then moved to a smaller house directly east and put the house on the market. In the meantime, Upton Sinclair and his wife, who were living in Pasadena, were looking for a more rural place to move, greater quiet, a little less publicity. His wife was reading newspaper, discovered this description of a house. They thought it would be interesting to check out. They did, and they decided this was where they wanted to live. So Sinclair, his fame, he was known as a part of a group of writers called the Muckrakers, because in the early 1900s they exposed abuses in the meatpacking industry and so forth. In fact, the Spanish-American War in 1898 had more casualties due to improperly canned meat than they did casualties from battle. So because of their exposés, a lot of legislation was passed. For example, the Pure Food and Drug Act was passed to guarantee the safety of food and drugs that were packaged for consumption by the American market. Sinclair lived here from probably the late maybe early 1940s until the early 1960s, when he and his wife, who had reached an advanced age, needed to be in a care facility, so they left Monrovia and the house was sold. But it's mostly noted because of its association with Upton Sinclair. We're at the entrance to a very historic Monrovia location. We know it now as the Wilderness Preserve, but in the early days it was called Cloverleaf Canyon. Probably the first settlement was in 1866, when a man by the name of Malcolm Bell located his family here. He had hives of bees. In fact, there's an early story. He had a bee that was marauding his beehives, and he set a trap for the bear, caught it, put it in an iron cage, and took it down to the Duarte School, which is where the old spaghetti factory is now, and put it on display for the students to enjoy seeing what a bear looked like, probably not a very happy bear. Later on in the 1890s, the canyon was occupied by John Thomas, who was a business associate of William Monroe's, and also Professor J.G. Cross. It was Professor Cross who planted the palm trees that are there now. Later on in the late 1930s, the land was purchased by the San Lorenzo Nursery Company as a growing grounds for their wholesale nursery business. And several families lived there of Japanese ancestry, the Shinodas and the Oshimas. After Pearl Harbor in 1941 and the internment order that went out, the executive order, those families were relocated. I should say the Shinodas were relocated. The daughter, June Shinoda Oshima, said, "I'm having nothing of this, thank you." So she packed her family in the back of a San Lorenzo Nursery Company truck, camouflaged themselves, and they took off for Northern California and inland so that they would not be subject to the internment order. I knew June's son, Ron, who was a contemporary of mine at Monrovia High School. The nursery business ceased in the 1990s. Property passed into the hands of Gary Miller, and then about 2002, because of the passage of Measures A and B, which provided funds, bond money, to purchase the land for a wilderness preserve, it then became part of the Monrovia Wilderness Preserve, which has been expanded as additional land has become available. It's a hidden gem. Hidden, that might be a little too, but anyway, it's a not widely known Monrovia gem that's enjoyed by many people who like to hike and bicycle, and it's certainly one of Monrovia's attributes that everyone enjoys. Now we're standing in the shade of the wonderful Upton Bay Fig in Monrovia's Library Park. It's actually not a fig tree, it's a ficus, and it's a native not to Southern California, but of Upton Bay in Australia. When Library Park was being planned in 1907, the Park Committee put together a list of trees that they would like to see in the new park. This tree, the Upton Bay Fig, was on the list, so I'm going to assume that someone donated the tree itself or donated the funds to purchase the tree, and that it was planted in 1907, so that would make it 114 years old. It's always been a favorite. In fact, when the present library was being built in 2008, 2009, one of the city personnel said, we knew that one thing could not happen, and that was nothing could happen to the Upton Bay Fig in the course of construction or the companion camphor tree that probably dates from the same time. There is another large Upton Bay Fig in Santa Barbara, California. That was planted in 1873, and up until several years ago there was another large Upton Bay Fig on Monroe Place in Monrovia. Unfortunately, that tree was taken down. It was planted by William Monroe. This one was probably planted not by William Monroe, but by the Park Commission that planned the park. We're standing at a very historic Monrovia location, the site of the former Granite Bank Building, a large two-story building built of granite quarried in Monrovia Canyon Park and incorporated into a bank building that opened in 1888. In the early 1890s, the city of Monrovia began to rent space in the building for City Hall. It was purchased by the city at the same time that the land was purchased for Library Park. It served as a Monrovia City Hall until 1952, when it was damaged in the Tehachapi earthquake. It was the subject of a seismic survey, and the determination was it would not be safe again in the event of another earthquake, so the building was torn down and the present City Hall was constructed. However, when they demolished the original building, the city decided it would be a good idea to have a memorial to that building that served as City Hall for so long. So this granite boulder behind us, nicely carved as part of the original decoration, was saved and placed here as a memorial. There is a plaque at the bottom commemorating the fact that it served as a City Hall, and underneath the plaque is a time capsule that was supposed to be opened in the year 2000. I know that because I was here in 1954 when it was dedicated. However, 2000 came and went and the capsule hasn't been opened yet.
Hi friends, I'm Maria here at the Monrovia Public Library. Have you heard about curbside pickup? It's available 6 days a week, Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 3, Thursday through Saturday, 12 to 5. You can browse our catalog from the comfort and safety of your own home. You can go to monrovia.biblionix.com/catalog. You could text us at 626-531-1446, or you can even call us at 256-8274. No card? Don't worry about it. You can get an e-card easily, and Erica will tell you about it.
Hi friends, I'm Erica. Now, getting an e-library card is super easy. Just go to our website, and at the top of the page, you will see a place that says sign up. And then within 48 hours, you'll receive an email with your e-library card number, okay? Now this gives you access to ebooks, e-audiobooks, homework help, magazines, and more, all right? We also have a lot of other cool gems in our resources, such as Overdrive. Now, Overdrive is where you will get those ebooks, magazines, audiobooks, and more. And you just download them to your e-reader, your phone, or even your computer. Now, Libby is an app by Overdrive. This allows you to put all of your library loans and holds from multiple libraries in one place, okay? And then finally, BrainFuse's Help Now allows you to get homework help. This is where you get expert tutors, a writing lab, and more. And be sure to check out our Help Now how-to video on our website. And you can also check out all of our other gems there as well. Until next time, bye!
Hi everyone, my name is Victor Castellanos and I'm the Literacy Coordinator at the Monrovia Public Library. One of our gems in this city is the Adult Literacy Center. Here we have volunteer tutors meeting with adult learners, helping them with reading and writing, passing the GED, or even improving their job skills. We also have programs for adults with children. And these programs help parents polish those skills to get their children ready for preschool and kindergarten. I know 2020 kind of crushed a lot of people's goals this year, but the literacy program has not stopped. This is an indestructible gem. Every week we have brand new writing clubs and book clubs, and for English language learners, we also have conversation groups. It's truly a community-centered program, and don't let this stay a hidden gem. Tell your friends and neighbors about this. Thanks everyone.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm an adult services librarian here at the Monrovia Public Library. Now, at the library, we believe in lifelong learning. So to help with that, we put on a lot of programs for adults ages 18 and up throughout the year. Whether it's learning how to sew, learning some new exercises, learning some new nutrition information. We host a lot of programs throughout the year, a whole variety. Now, it's different every year, so this time I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about what we have coming up this spring. Now, this spring we have something really special. It's a whole program series called Book to Action, which is a grant program that's sponsored by California Center for the Book. Now, the idea behind Book to Action is that we get the whole community together and we provide free copies of one book to you, a limited amount, for all of us to read and learn about a particular topic. This year, the theme that we chose is sustainability in light of the Bobcat Fire and information that we know about the health of our planet and how it needs our help. We decided to choose a book that fits that sustainability theme, which is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And it talks about indigenous wisdom on how we can better take care of the land and connect to nature. So the great thing is that this program is kicking off really soon. It kicks off on April 1st, which is the very first day that you can register for all of the events that we have coming up in April and May. And it's the first day that you can register and pick up a free copy of this book while supplies last. So we have a lot of great events coming up, some real gems, some real treats for you, including an interview series on Instagram. You can follow us at Monrovia Public Library, and we'll be interviewing several community leaders within the city and thereabouts to talk about the aftermath of the Bobcat Fire, to give us some more information about what we can do to help, and different ways that we can help better take care of the planet and support its regeneration, including composting, regenerative gardening. We've partnered with the Arlington Gardens in Pasadena for those talks as well. We also have a DIY composting workshop that you can register for. We have a speaker named Christopher Diaz from the Chumash tribe who has some amazing stories to tell us about his work as a fire monitor and as an activist. So we hope that you join us for this program series that's starting very soon. You can start signing up for events on April 1st by visiting the library website, or you can follow us on social media to get some more information on how to register. This is going to be a really special series, and we really hope that you join us. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to be seeing you soon. Bye.
Hello, I'm Mabel, Veterans Coordinator at the Monrovia Public Library. We are in our 5th year of serving veterans in our community, something we found to be the gem of connecting veterans to their benefits. We align ourselves with local, federal, and state representatives, veterans-related organizations that provide services to veterans. Working with veterans has been a benefit to the community, to Monrovia and its surrounding community. Veterans and their families can connect with their benefits in the library, here in the lobby, as I'm sitting right here. If you ever, after COVID, if you ever enter the library, you usually have volunteers sitting right here at this table. We have an office further into the library where we have the Veteran Service Officer who will connect veterans to their benefits immediately. Veterans in the community are provided with these services so that they don't have to travel to Los Angeles, fight with the traffic. We are doing the very best we can to make sure that all veterans connect to the benefits as they transition into civilian life and enjoy the benefits that everybody else enjoys. We also have we have expanded our program online to Vet Now, which provides online services that will provide veterans with research, job research, helping with their resumes, and also provide them with the privacy that they need, that they can use at the convenience of their home. If you are a veteran, or if you have a family member who is a veteran, or know a friend or anybody who is a veteran and they need to connect with their benefits, please call me at 626-256-8294. Again, my name is Mabel, and I would love to see you.
Hi, I'm Anush here at the Monrovia Public Library, and I am going to give you an overview of our Youth Services Department. So here at the Youth Services, we serve children in teens ages 0 through 18 with developmentally appropriate programming and services. So other than all the great new books that we have for all ages, we also have programs. And the programs for the youngest children are the story times, and those are uploaded onto our YouTube channel twice a week. So our librarians are leading those story times, and there's something new every time. We also have great craft videos, and the craft videos are tutorials on how to make different fun activities for younger children. Another thing that we do that we currently have videos on is science programs. So for our science programs, there's lots of great experiments and scientific concepts that we explore. Another online service that we currently provide is Online Reference Hour. So this is on Saturdays, and this is something that you can meet with a librarian on Zoom and ask your questions. I know that you haven't been able to come to the library and get help and talk to a librarian, but the Zoom Reference Hour is that you can do just that. But if you don't want to do just the Saturday Reference Hour, librarians are available also on the phone during our weekdays at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we are still here to help. Another thing that we have here is programs for and services for teens. And for teens grades 6 to 12, we have our Teen Advisory Board. So for our Teen Advisory Board, all you need to do is fill out an application, which is available online on monroviapubliclibrary.org, and you can become a part of TAB. TAB meets the first Monday of every month at 4 o'clock on Zoom. And this is a great place to plan programs for teens and also help librarians plan programs for children and to help out with those programs. Teen Advisory Board is where teens can contribute to the community and to the library and get community service hours. So another service that Youth Services provides is 3D printing. So this isn't just for children, this is for everyone. Adults and children and teens can benefit from this. So this is something where you can just submit your 3D print, your 3D design, and you can get a free 3D print every month. And this is just done through email. If you would like more information on it, you can give us a call or email us, and we will be happy to guide you through that process. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you can take advantage of those great gems that the Monrovia Public Library provides. Bye.
This house was the home of William and Mary Monroe. William Monroe obviously being one of our founders. They built this house in 1885, 1886 and lived here for many years. The house is a Victorian era. It's a Queen Anne with East Lake influences. A lot of really cool stuff. It's all in the details in this house. And as you can see, the house is kind of facing south, and you may wonder that why is it facing somebody else's yard? Well, originally when the house was built, all the properties to the south were part of this property, so that was really looking into its front yard. Then lots were sold off over time, and so it now just kind of faces the side yard, but it is a very, very important house, one of our National Registered properties. So this is the Encinitas Historic District, and one of the kind of cool things about this district is that it's actually very eclectic, as opposed to the Wild Rose Historic District, which is very homogeneous. There's a lot of craftsman bungalows. This neighborhood really, I think, is very Monrovian. It's what so many of our neighborhoods look like. So you can see this house here is got a Victorian influence. Got some Queen Anne, also moving into what's called the transitional period between the Victorian era and the craftsman bungalow. The period of significance for this district really was from about 1887 to 1929, and that's when about 2/3 of these two blocks
were built. Again, they really represent a very diverse types of architecture. This one is a craftsman bungalow, and it also has what's called chalet influences. So it's a chalet bungalow. You can see up in the gable on the second story, there's some interesting detailing on there, kind of representative of the Swiss chalet. So the district is 2 blocks. It goes from Foothill to Greystone, and there's about 69 properties that are within this historic district. This was our second historic district that was designated in 2017. This house is called Mills View, and it was built in 1887, and it was originally built as a wedding present from William Monroe to his son Milton Monroe. So he and his wife moved here when they were first married. It's called Mills View, and it was named after actually the second owner, which was Mrs. Mills, who bought the property from the Monroes. And it at the time had a great view. You could see, it was said you could see all the way to Catalina on a clear day from the top. The style is a Victorian East Lake style. So there's a lot of different types of Victorians. East Lake is one of the style within the Victorian area. One of our most important houses here in Monrovia. So this is our first historic district, the Wild Rose Tract Historic District. It was designated in 2008, and even before we had a historic preservation program, this block in Monrovia was envisioned to be our first historic district. The one thing about this district that's different than our other district is that it's a very cohesive in its design. These are all craftsman bungalows that were built between 1910 and 1912. They were all designed and built by the Teifel brothers, or Tiffel brothers, or Tiefel brothers, depends on how you want to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced all different ways, but 3 brothers that came from Germany and started up a contracting and design business, and they specialized in craftsman bungalows, and these are really some of their finest in the San Gabriel Valley. So this is just a small 1 block, but it really represents some of the best craftsman bungalows in Monrovia.